All right, calling to order the township board meeting for Portage Township on October 21st, 2025. Roll call, Brian Hill, present.
Cheryl Ash present.
Mohammed is excused for an absence. Jason is away, and Lana Cleary is representing the trustee. All right, so approval of the agenda. So really, you're gonna have to motion for everything today.
Yeah, so I motion, we'll say who's in favor.
All right, so all in favor of approving the agenda? Aye.
Cheryl, aye.
All right. The minutes from last time, I didn't see anything really that needs any edits needed. So motion to approve the minutes.
We've got two separate sets, so I guess we have to do them separately, don't we?
Yeah, so September 16th minutes for the that's the general one. That was the
regular board meeting, September 16, 2025.
Yeah.
I think we approved those minutes.
all right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye, Cheryl, aye.
Okay.
Okay, I say the special board meeting on October 2nd, 2025. I move we accept those minutes.
All in favor? Aye.
Cheryl, aye.
All right. All meetings minutes approved.
Mhm.
Okay. So next we will open for public comment. I don't see anybody online. No. Oh, it's very lonely. Nobody ever shows up. Very sad. So with no one to make public comment, I'll go ahead and close that option. And then we can move on to new business. So the 2026 budget. Lana?
So this is budget form in your packet, number 3, which is the notice to taxpayers.
Mhm.
This was the budget we discussed last month in September, showing our budget estimates for general township assistance for the fire and fire territory, and also the equipment replacement fund, and also the debt service we have now in both funds. Okay. And then maximum estimated funds is column 3, and then 4 is the excess levy appeal that we're going for that was discussed before. And our current levy. So we had the discussion at the last meeting. So at this meeting, you guys are approving this budget so that this can be uploaded into Gateway. And it's with an A, a nay, or abstain.
The only question I have is, it's not actual about this, but this doesn't mean we're gonna get this, right? From what I understand.
That is correct. We're waiting to hear from,
Waiting to hear.
on the excess levy part, yeah,
Right.
for sure,
Okay,
in November probably.
and it'll be in November probably. All right.
So column 5 is what is currently approved, right?
Well, the budget is column 2,
Column 2.
yes,
Well, that's the budget estimate.
that's correct. And this is our current, you are correct, tax levy. Yes,
Okay. So that's what they're currently budgeting for us. And then column 4 is the additional that we are requesting.
that is correct.
Okay. Yeah, I think
So
we,
I'm gonna make sure I understand. If we don't get column
4,
4, we'll end up with which column?
5.
5.
So that means our total. Just reading this.
but our budget estimate for like township assistance is at. Our budget is column 2.
Our budget's column 2.
Column 3 is the funds we are to receive.
Oh,
That does include our excess levy.
Okay.
So if it doesn't, we're sitting in the same situation we're in this year.
so column 5 is what we are slated to receive over the entirety of next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. How much hold on, it's in here someplace. Was gonna ask, how much did we get? Not budgeted for this year, how much are we really gonna get for 2025?
For township assistance,
Huh,
for township assistance alone,
everything
um,
that deals with the town.
That's the 2.7, right? That's what's currently budgeted and what we're scheduled to receive.
correct. Correct, because the debt service here, correct. We have received already in half that, to pay half the debt service on the 2024 bond proceeds, and yes.
Okay,
The 1.3 was supposed to be this year we're getting. I would estimate it's about 60% less.
then we had,
Because we should have gotten about $750,000 in June,
okay, and we
and we
did,
got 250.
right,
That's why what I was getting confused on, trying to figure out where the cuts were coming in here, because this is showing 1.3 million as the current tax levy for assistance.
Mm.
But that didn't track with getting 250.
Right, right. It's just what's currently like that was approved last year, exactly,
Okay,
but
so
exactly.
this does not actually reflect the budget cuts.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Because last year, this is what they passed. Even though I get, they came back in and said,
and said no.
Right. I feel like it should be something that could be appealed.
our hope is that with all the additional new services and things that we are doing, this excess levy appeal that we have submitted to the DLGF is approved. Cause that will come in to help greatly with.
Yeah, Jason
and-
explained about
Exactly.
what happened.
Right, okay.
That is what we're truly, in these tough times that we have and everything going on, that's what goes on. That we're approved that, and hopefully. I don't think it goes into December, I feel like sometime in November we'll know, definitely
Right,
before the end of the year, well, obviously.
yeah, that's what Jason told me, I talked to him earlier.
But I feel like
'cause wasn't
mid
understanding
to late,
the-
right, November.
Yeah, he
we'll hear.
said definitely by December, but most
Yeah, but
likely
most
toward
likely-
the end of, you know, November, hopefully middle.
Okay.
Cause that will help us obviously greatly, cause right now it's
Right,
terrible.
I think we need to have something that's easily understandable by people that shows kind of how the cuts are impacting us.
Okay, I can make a note of that.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I thought it would be reflected on here, but it makes sense since it's all shadow cuts essentially.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, because this is what we were approved at last time or you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
And then we
exactly.
got the shock that
So
because
this
it was
kind of
approved,
is
we
fake.
didn't get.
This doesn't reflect what's actually happening. Probably by design, I think, how they did that. So we need to have something that's understandable, visually understandable to show how these cuts are affecting people and what, assistance people aren't getting anymore.
Yeah. I'm making a note of that to figure out how we can make like some kind of whether it's a spreadsheet that shows the cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, cause it's basically a lot of it's, half the rental assistance depending on number of, people that reside in a
Right.
household and cutting the utilities down to half, which is like $100, which there's not a, real services is out there and EAP has started. And it seems like they will go up to almost $800, I believe. So that's kind of good news for some of these folks. And we've kind of, like per your wish, gone back, because it was important with burial.
Right,
And we've, obviously working with some of the, local funeral homes and saying, look,
yeah.
our budgets are slashed greatly, but
Right.
we know that there are people that need
Mhm.
their final resting place. Can we negotiate?
Right.
Because
Yeah,
we've been hit hard too, but we know there are people out there that need to.
yes, and there is no other place. Unless you were getting Medicaid under certain circumstances.
Right, if they're Medicaid eligible, then yes, but otherwise.
Yeah, but the problem is for the people who aren't Medicaid
Exactly.
eligible.
Right.
That's what I'm
Who
saying.
die unexpectedly and didn't have a long illness
Yeah.
that got them on
Yeah,
Medicaid.
and I talked to one of the heads of one of the funeral homes recently too, cause he called personally about, what, you're gonna cut these out? And I said, look. Well, I was his name, but I said, we're gonna try to, because I want to, we have the request of one of our board members too, but I need you, to come to the table with me too, because
There's no way we can
I
say what they
understand you're a
want.
business and stuff, but I said, our budget has been severely slashed and I need you to, and he did.
Okay, good.
And he did, cause it isn't an issue of trying to not, we understand businesses earn, to make
Right.
money, but they kind of understand too, and
Well, they also need to be calling people at the State House that are responsible for this.
exactly,
So,
exactly. So,
Well, I mean, like
I
said,
will make a note of that though, Ryan.
This is a sideline, but I have a public access TV show and I asked Jason, we're gonna get together and he's gonna come on it to talk about what the township does, but also to talk about,
The impact of the
why we're giving less for rent, less for utilities and all.
well, all that's going up. So,
I think that'd be very impactful too.
And then you
because-
can always put that on the website
Right,
for people to look who suddenly wanna know why.
right, cause I mean,
No.
we've had some people that have been here before inquire about it,
Yeah.
but others just realize.
Yeah, I got a phone call about it.
And these landlords are circling around, they don't care, if they can get $200 on a deal or something like that, they'll go, you know what I mean, they're calling me.
Right.
So times are starting to, I think everything, I mean, this is gonna be very interesting.
I mean, I've
to say the
seen,
least.
I saw a report recently where one of the, major mortgage companies was putting out a notice to not foreclose, to make whatever deal
Oh,
they
wow.
can. Right, so they know they're concerned too, but,
Um,
all right.
So I'll put this as part of the list that you need to sign that I'll need for tonight, but,
Well, we still need to pass it.
yes, A, nay, or abstain, so yes.
So we have to vote on this, don't we?
I have and I
Okay.
have the other one, we printed out because we realized this is the one for you guys to review, this one just has where you guys are gonna sign but it's the same numbers.
Okay, just a quick question. Do I say I move that we approve the notice to taxpayers? Is
What-
that the official?
And it
thing?
actually has a resolution number, I apologize, it's not on your, Nathan,
Okay,
I just realized that you moved
you write it down there for me.
past resolution 22/20/025, which is the 2026. Yeah, ordinance resolution for appropriations and tax rates for the 2026 year.
I move that we accept the 22-2025 resolution, which is notice to taxpayers.
Mhm.
All right, I'll second, so all in favor?
Sure,
Ryan?
yes.
Yes. Cheryl, yes, so. Okay,
I'll put these 3 for 1 cent, and then the next one is on the agenda, right? If you
Yeah.
wanna-
so next is resolution 21-2025, resolution authorizing TAW fire territory. What is TAW in this case?
For the temporary loan.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a resolution for
okay.
the new loan so last year at this time, you guys approved a $4 million loan for the fire territory to open up, because obviously they didn't have any
Money.
funds or
Right.
coffers. And this year, the loan will be for 2.5 million, because the fire territory has been pretty judicious, prudent with their money, so they're not gonna need to borrow as much. And little by little, they're trying to build up their coffers. I mean, there's been a lot of expenses, upstart expenses in the beginning, as far as uniforms.
Yeah.
And other items, right, Sam? Trying to think of some of the other,
So is this 4 million plus the 2 million?
no. The $4 million is gonna be paid back. That's gonna come due in December.
Right,
So that's gonna have to be paid back there's still some funds in the account, and then part of the tax we get them in June and.
Yeah, the money
and
for
Just like the
2026.
township listed
Okay.
and the
so that one will,
the fire territories will be in there too, so we will be paying that loan and its interest in December.
okay, so
So then
that'll
we
be
will turn right
complete.
back around, which
I
this
see.
is, and borrow 2.5. So the goal is to keep building those up and eventually, with a couple of years or whatever, something like that, not even needing this.
So we
because
take a
they'll-
loan.
Right, to
Okay.
not have to take a loan. So this is for just the fire territory. This has nothing to do with that other one.
Is this also, so was the territory funds also impacted by the cuts then?
No. They were
Okay,
not. I know. They were not.
You know why? Or just the way the law's written?
I think just the way, I'd have to defer to Jason, because I don't
Okay.
know that, and I don't even think, I'm not sure if Sam really knows why, but
I think what he said before is that it's not the property tax side that was affected as
Right.
much, which is
Okay.
where the fire territory and the administration budget come
Okay,
from.
gotcha.
But unfortunately, or well, fortunately, I guess, because really fortunately, that did help because we don't need to put them in a tailspin too.
Okay,
Right,
We're
that
trying to,
was
we're
my
trying to get out of the
concern.
township assistance crisis, and so
right.
that's what hopefully this excess levy, will kind of help with some of that. So that's this one, which I will give you as part of all these to sign. So I'll let Ryan take it away as far as what,
Well, and in this case, when we did the loans before, oh, that goes through um, the LGF, right?
Mhm.
So that's not something that's solicited through banks or anything.
oh no, it's gonna go through a real bank.
Oh, okay.
That's what we.
So is there any competitiveness on rates or anything that we deal with?
I think, between, Jason and our financial advisor, Steve Dalton, they went out and saw it, like the best rates, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I would be curious if next time they could share kind of if there was any difference from last year's.
As far as rates,
Yeah. If it's gone up or down or how that impacts, just as something for us to keep in mind as we go forward. Okay, yeah, there's a competitive sales section. All right, well, do you want a motion?
Yeah, I motion we take I motion we accept resolution number 21-2025.
All right, sorry, one last question. Is this also a 1 year?
yes,
So that'll,
this will come due in December of 2026.
okay, so no
And within-
lasting burden, so,
Nope, they'll just keep, and hopefully the goal is I think every year to kind of wean down at some point where you're not even borrowing, like maybe, I
Right.
can't give you an
Yeah.
estimate what.
So we started
The
from
next
zero.
Right, so
Okay.
that's a good thing that it's like $1.5 million less than before.
Mhm.
So I mean, they're not, their coffers aren't like, like stuffed to the whatever, but it's good to kind of,
yeah, no, just.
Sam's done a really great job, Chief Downey's done a really good job, kind of.
Just wanted to make sure it wasn't things that were stacking up, right? So no, just checking
No,
that.
that one will be like this first one, like I'll call it in and out or whatever, something like that with also the interest and that stuff, so yeah.
Okay, so motion accepted, so I'll second.
Okay, I say aye.
And Ryan, aye. That passes. All right, old business, 2026 Township Assistance Guidelines. My understanding is there was no one calling for any updates or changes at the moment.
Hold on, say it again. I'm looking for the,
Well, I don't have the township assistance guidelines, those are the ones that I think you wanna.
yeah. Well, I'm
Over,
gonna
and I
meet
think
with
it's gonna
you.
be tabled until the next meeting, because
Right,
Cheryl and I are gonna sit down and hammer like some of the ones that to discuss and bring out there, and then those
Okay.
are Jason, and then you guys next month with Jason.
I
We'll
mean,
talk about any kind
we
of,
should have Jason and
I mean, if
Mohammed
you-
here for that, so.
right, well, I mean, right.
yeah, I'm gonna talk to her. I talked to Jason already. I'm gonna talk to her. And then she will relay to Jason my reasoning for stuff.
And if
Okay.
you and Mohammed
And then
have
y'all
anything,
will
or
get
you
it
can wait till the
mailed to
next
you.
meeting, right?
I think I mailed it to you already, but anyway,
Oh,
you'll get a
right,
second, you end up getting a copy of what we throw out. of
Yeah,
my-
and if you guys have any input or anything you wanna see, then.
I'll try to have a look. I feel like we did a lot
Yeah.
that first year that we really went
I was-
through.
I can tell you, one of the biggest things I want in there, not that we will do it, but just for officialness, is that if you're 18 and you are in high school, or 18 and above and still in high school, workfare does not, even though we don't do workfare does not
It's still
affect you.
exempt.
And I just, that is the thing I really want down, because the way the state has it is 18-year-olds are subject to workfare.
Right.
But if they're still in high school, you're saying,
Yeah,
right?
if you're 18 and over and still in high school, that's the main thing. And then there were a couple of other things. And, the only thing, and I really don't know, I've talked to Jason about this, and I don't really know how this can be done. But I think we need to figure out a way, if I loan you money and you promise to pay me back with your tax money, to me, that's a bona fide bill. Because here's what happened. Okay, if you don't pay me back like you promised, I'm never loaning you money anymore.
Right,
And since many of these people can't go to the bank to borrow money, we don't really want them to using the payday loan places. So, it's their friends, their relatives who are gonna loan them money.
didn't we have a discussion about that? And one
We
of the
did.
things we decided was that they just need to,
Well, we never
Have
hammered it out.
formality.
We never
Okay.
hammered it out. So that's one of the things I wanna hammer out with.
So we can, and put all those
Lonnie,
together.
yeah, and then
And
put
bring those to the
together
next
so
meeting and that.
we can get the word out.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's basically covering it. It's a minor thing.
Yeah, I will go ahead and say we can, table that until
Mhm.
next meeting then for the assistance guidelines.
Mhm.
Okay, so trustees report.
So you have in your packet the analysis of accounts through September. The first one being the township assistance. As you can see, I don't have the numbers in front of me, the end of August, but we've stayed pretty low and on track with cutting those figures in half to the 100 for the utilities, or the 175 to, I think 300 is now the maximum for rental. We still are getting a lot of people in for rental, and for, even with these high utility bills, they're willing to come in to get, obviously, the $100 to go
Right.
towards it. Now, how that's all gonna fall off the cliff with this next month, with between EAP starting, and they've already started going to apply for it. They can still apply with us right now and stuff. It's just show us that you've applied for it. Between that and amnesty will be, or is it amnesty?
Right, yeah, but it's the November 15th or so, isn't
The
it?
utility part will be interesting to see what happens this year. It usually does drop off somewhat, but we'll see. Last year, I think it went through pretty hot and heavy through October for sure.
Yeah.
I think, rentals still remain, because we are literally one of the only games in town.
Yeah, well, you know what
So,
the gas and electric
Mhm.
companies do. They are rushing right now to cut people off
before the,
before the moratorium, yes.
oh, wow.
Yes, I mean, that's what tends to happen, that they'll work on cutting you off now.
Hmm.
And, so that they don't have to go through the whole,
They can wait the
The
whole
whole
6
winter?
months and all that other stuff. or
yeah,
5
whole
months or
winter
whatever.
months. And,
Wow, I had not
I
heard
mean,
that.
I remember last year, people calling me saying, oh, they're gonna cut and it was like 2 days before or 3 days before the moratorium starts. So I think you are gonna see quite a few people coming in about that. One thing I had asked Jason, could we have the not keep the application, but could
Oh,
we give
yeah,
out
you
the
did.
applications here?
I don't see why we
Yeah,
can't,
okay.
and you did ask for that.
Right, can you
Why we
speak
don't,
to about
the
it?
EAP applications,
Right,
I don't see
so
why we
when people
can't.
come in, we can say, here's an application.
Maybe we should also just put out a message to people, um, ahead of the cutoff, like make sure that you are, if you need help, make sure you do your application by whatever date, so we
Mhm.
can get this before there's a chance of
Yeah.
you being cut off.
So,
Are you talking about for EAP or for the township
For
assistance?
township assistance,
Yeah,
and,
just
a lot of
so,
times they come in right in the nick of time, or they've literally are gonna get cut off in the next day, or,
well, that's what I mean, just try to get out ahead of that a little with a few, maybe a
Yeah.
public message or something.
like, if you think you are.
This
you
is a sideline that you just made me think, Ryan. Are we getting people to sign up for our Facebook page? Like the, clients coming in?
You know what, that's a question I'd like to ask the front counter to see if,
Because
like,
we need to get those people who are coming in for help.
it'd be nice if they followed our page, because there's a lot of information. on
There's a
there.
lot, like
Because a lot of times there's also a lot of resources, quite
Well,
frankly,
you could
too.
just have a QR code sitting out there on the counter while they're waiting
It's
for,
actually not a bad idea.
and so you just be
Yeah.
like, hey, make sure you sign up for this, so you see
Right,
what we're
and we
doing.
verbally need to say to
Yeah.
them that, because I sent down the Christmas baskets are, Salvation Army signing you up for Christmas now. And, and I don't know what's going on with St. Vincent, because they're usually by now have gotten out the dates.
And they
But
have,
last time I checked, middle of last week, they don't still have out their dates for Christmas yet.
Hmm.
And so we gotta get people to understand that we are putting lots of other place resources on there, and that's why they need to sign up.
Well, and that's actually not a bad idea, and I'll probably I could have Connor create a QR code and like a, like one of those like picture frames that you set up
Yeah.
on the thing or
Let's have it sit
whatever
on the
like that.
counter, because they're gonna be sitting there.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of information, and then one of the other things sidebars that like I was talking to Connor about today with all that's going on with SNAP and everything is he's compiling together a list of all the food pantries, not just ours, in this area for like resources for
Now,
people.
Not St. Vincent, I'm sorry, Croc Salvation Army
Yeah,
is supposed to have a list already. So,
of all the food pantries?
yeah,
Well, I
in
can have
the
Connor,
area, so have him check with them. That was one of the things that their food pantry has always usually maintained a list of all the food pantries in the area.
I'll ask Connor and double check if he's
Please
reached
check
out
with
to them.
Salvation.
Because he was talking about today, he wants to be able to put all those out there to give people as many resources. And like I said, our social media
Right,
is a great, for everything from resources to events going on here, like the eviction clinic, which I
Yeah.
think went very well. So people are in the know for other things they need, or also, quite frankly,
Mhm.
a good history of government.
Right.
also from-
I just think, the newspaper isn't the newspaper like it used to be.
Agreed.
And it's not that people who are low income necessarily were able to afford the newspaper, but some relative often found, oh, I used to call the people that I had worked with in the past and say, okay, such and such a place is signing up for Toys for Tots or whatever,
Right.
but without.
Well, actually, and to piggyback what you just made me think as well, it's not just like our social media like Instagram or Facebook, but our newsletter, because Connor pretty much once a month puts out a newsletter, so they really should be in the know about both of them,
Right,
because
right.
he tries to put as much on there too,
Mhm.
as he
Yeah.
can, so I will actually make sure that we put something like that out front.
Yeah,
and
we
then
need to get
the
people
ladies can say
signed
to
up.
him, like to the people, like, hey, I don't know if you're on
Yeah.
there, but if you want to scan this and sign up, because there's always a lot of things or resources we try to put on our
There-
site.
There
You
should
can
also,
look at our Facebook page and see how many followers we have.
Look on here and see.
be just a
Just
pen and
be some-
paper sign up for the newsletter, though.
We
Some
could do
people
that too.
Don't
Oh,
have
yes,
phones.
yeah, because I'm not a QR code.
Some people
whatever
don't have
person.
phones, the phones might be shut off, that could be why they're here.
Yeah.
Well, no, exactly. And sometimes it is, or they're borrowing somebody's phone. But
Yeah.
switch to, let's see how many we have. We currently have 877 followers. I'm trying to go like the page. 19 are following us. But I think, okay, so between like a sign up to put people on our newsletter and also having the QR codes out there. So either
Yeah.
way, if they can
Yeah.
access either way, because I feel like that's one thing this office through Jason and even Connor, I'd love to give a lot of credit to him too, are really good at getting information out to
Mhm.
people, just in general, even if it's stuff we're not doing,
Right.
but we can like an added resource for
Well,
the community.
Connor sent back to me, he put up about Salvation Army Christmas.
Yeah,
And I emailed it to Jason, and Jason forwarded it to Connor. And all.
yeah.
One other thing, and I'm not sure how to do this, because they don't have the social service breakfasts anymore like they used to,
Yeah.
is we need to try to get all of the school social workers. So maybe we can send to the South Bend Community School Corporation, asking them to let their social workers,
How many schools have social workers at this point?
huh?
That was being cut in a lot of cases.
Say it again, I couldn't hear
How
you.
many schools have social workers at this point?
Oh, almost all of them have social workers. Now, they may be sharing schools,
Oh, okay.
okay, and maybe two schools covered by one social worker. But I think that's someone else we need to hit.
That makes sense. Reach out to the various school
Uh-huh.
districts and private schools and see if they can have someone in again, getting everyone together.
You know, because I have a friend who just called me, she's a Mishawaka social worker, so it didn't do any good. But she called me wanting to know if I had seen anything about Christmas yet, because she'd been looking and hadn't seen anything and thought I had maybe seen something. Yeah, but she, for instance, the expungement clinic.
Yeah,
And she sent to all of her parents about our expungement clinic and said on there, you don't have to be in Portage Township to use it. And there were one or two people from Mishawaka.
And it's good when we can do stuff like that, when we're just kind of like the place, the vessel for some
Mhm.
other group, and that's kind of, as you know, the
You're
vision
right.
which we've all spoke about of things to do, and hopefully there's a couple more things coming down the pipeline, but one of those personal things of having a space for them here, and so the public, the community, and not just
Right.
the township of Portage,
Right,
but the whole St. Joe County or whatever can come in or I don't know, we might have even got some Elkhart County people, I don't know.
yeah,
But
but,
can utilize the service that they otherwise wouldn't have any knowledge of how to do it.
Right,
Or
right.
wouldn't know if they'd have to pay somebody or.
right, right.
And this way, it's a help for them, so yeah, so,
Right.
and that's what we continue on. So I'm gonna make a note about both or all three of those
Mhm.
and have Connor start on the one right away, because.
Yeah, but time to contact Salvation Army, I think it's called Family Service. And but they used to maintain a food stamp, not
A
food
food-
stamp,
a
I
food
mean, a
pantry?
food pantry
I
list.
will, cause he's really
Plus-
excited about putting that.
Plus, you know what else? If they don't have the soup kitchens
Mm-hmm,
and and like, we need to have the soup kitchens on our website and even like a copy for people at the front desk and then like where are their dinners, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And, cause like weekends, there's nothing except for Hope Ministry. They do lunch and dinner, okay, all the time. But a lot of people don't know that, especially if they've just gotten laid off. And that's gonna be important if there's no food stamps
Mhm.
next month.
Yeah, that's the thing, so.
Yeah,
I will start, cause like I said, Connor had already started with some of those because he thought it'd be a great idea. This will kind of just piggyback on that concept and idea,
Yeah.
and, if he needs help,
I'll send him a list of the places I know,
okay,
okay?
let's see okay.
Okay.
So as far as the budget, like I said, it's still, we're, obviously with the township assistance, we've tried to keep it kind of, we're doing a good job managing our funds for that and skipping. The admin, well,
I just wanna say, I noticed that our burial is, last year, we didn't have that much burial.
I think last year we did a maximum of $8,000, but
Right,
this year, obviously, even before the budget, waylay of June of
Yes.
2025, we were starting to really get in, a lot of people.
yeah, and everybody who calls me, I tell them,
So we're
See if
trying
they
to squeeze
qualify as a
yeah, because we're
township.
trying to actually, because per your request, see how we can squeeze that in, because that is really important.
I don't know of any other place that does
Well, that's the
burial.
thing, so yeah, there's really not. I think you can get a plot with, St. Vincent,
St. Vincent can give you a plot,
but that doesn't help with your,
but that doesn't help
No.
with opening and closing of the
that
plot.
too, that's exactly.
Right, and I don't know of any other place, that gives to someone that's not connected with them.
Exactly. Um, general admins, pretty by and large, kind of a little large, but some of the professional services or legal services, obviously some of the legal services have to do probably with ongoing battles with, well, city.
Yeah.
And then some of the other professional services, besides that have to do with, doing a lot of, with our financial consultant, with, with obviously this budget being blown up and how we can navigate, negotiate through that, whether it be with temporary loans and also the loan, obviously, for the fire
Mhm.
territory and other items, so.
So other professional services is at 48,000, legal services is 24.
Mhm.
So legal services is going to be covering the issues with the lawsuit, right?
Right, and that's actually gonna grow a little more because at the end of last year, we, put a decent retainer down to our attorney for this fight, and it has now been exhausted, and
For
it's still,
instance.
it is officially been exhausted as of late September, so, correct. Also, community outreach is pretty much still in line.
It would probably be good in the future to have just a side sheet with a breakdown for the professional services.
So kind of like, so where some of this,
Yeah, where it's what organizations it's going to and why. Um,
how it's impacting,
So we actually went over.
yes,
Now, is
Probably
that the
should
part of the
make it-
legal services?
No,
No, that's
that's
different.
4 up from there, yeah.
yeah, no,
Okay.
that's separate. That's why I was just double checking on it. Um,
And
So the
other-
legal services, that's, Alex and Mr. Masters?
Yeah. And that number is about to increase by another, because we got 2 more bills, and like I said, at the end of last year, which would have been the end of
Okay.
last year's budget in December, we put down a retainer and now it has been spent, so
okay.
expect that number to go up. Health first grant, I need to go back through and redo that. That's just applying some of the expenses for our healthy eating on a budget, basically nourish, which obviously this year we get reimbursed from that grant for part of Connor's salary and his benefits. It also did supply us with that wonderful refrigerator and the refrigerator, the freezer we have across the way in the food pantry, which is utilized primarily by Nourish and that stuff, but it's great when they're prepping food and staging
Yeah.
for the classes. It used to be they'd have to wait till the very last day because we just had some small traditional residential refrigerators. So this makes it really nice and easy and to organize them all and have it all ready and kind of space out and plan those days.
Right.
Because obviously everything's getting a little more busy or something, especially Connor's plate or Jamie's plate. So it makes it nice and it's a great asset that we have. So that, and the only other thing that they approved us for were, we did have some advertising time, which on WSBT Nourish is still being, commercials are going through the end of October. And things like we could buy, storage containers and stuff for like the oils and other stuff. Other than that, they didn't really give us anything. So, and then I think the other last,
But if I remember right, it's book solid, the.
it
cooking
is,
class.
and I have done this, season, I've done 3 of them. And it's fun because now we have one of the audience members be the sous chef. And what was fun was last week I was not there, but Connor and Aaron, our maintenance guy, was the other, he decided to do it. He had a great time doing it. There was a young lady, I think she was 10, 11 years old, one of the participants' daughters who did it, which is great, because to me that shows a real impact cooking at home, and now they can
Right.
take home, and now you can with your mom or your
Right.
sister, your dad, kind of, like what you've learned and that stuff. So that was great.
I did, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I saw someone made an interesting idea for the food pantry side to kind of combine a bit with the idea from Nourish
Which is,
and see about like putting together bags that are also have recipes in them with some of the foods and things.
and sending those home
Yeah,
to
and
folks to kind of,
well, just for the regular food pantry hours, like instead of just here's a bag of stuff, here's a bag and what you can do with
what
it.
you could do with it. You
Right.
can-
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I heard that and thought that was an interesting idea and kind of goes in line with, what we're doing with.
I know some place that did that. Like, for instance, there's always corn, green beans, and,
Yeah.
and what they did is they just took the corn by itself and gave recipes
Different things
just
you can
for
do with
corn,
different ways
cause you
can-
get tired of
Yeah.
opening the
Exactly.
can.
And just.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I also know a lot of people who are asking about volunteering with the food bank. I don't know if there's been anyone calling or anything.
We actually, I don't know if they're in relation to you, but I was telling Jamie today that I said one of the biggest requests I get is there are folks out there, whether they have children in school that need volunteer hours, or like our bank sent here, they do volunteer work and they want to know, can I come over? Can you let me know? I'd love to come over and volunteer in your food pantry. We've had people from, I think, the senior center and also
Oh, that's an
from some
idea.
other part, or something like that. And then I had another ladies group and older one that said, can we come over? And some of us want to come over and volunteer.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the easiest ones
To do.
to do and get, and we talked about is if this need starts growing and getting huger, which it will possibly to SNAP, whatever, we're probably gonna need even more help.
Well, I know a lot of the events I've been at, people are asking, and when they hear about the pantry, they're like, well, that's one of the things we'd like to help with. I
Yeah.
had a couple something last week and they were seeing how to help. I was like, do you think you could do like a food drive for the pantry? That kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it might be good to start thinking about putting together a volunteer program for that
Right.
Mhm.
and just having that available on the website. Like if you want to help and you want to help in this time, like sign up here.
Same here. It would
Um,
be nice to get volunteers to start like volunteer, like food drives and stuff too. In
But, I
addition
mean,
to
that's-
volunteering to
That's
actually
what I
work
was
it.
saying, because we don't have enough food to be open all the time, right?
No,
But
we do not.
if
But it
we,
would be lovely if we could. It would be great if we could, at least if it was 2 or 3, like added more than the 2 hours a week.
yeah, a
Absolutely.
couple of days a week, maybe in one evening,
So,
you know?
yeah,
But there's people looking for ways to do that. So if we start putting together a structure on that so that it's not, let's get back to you, but great, we'll plug you in here. Even, we could also even put up something like, we want to do food drives twice a month. Who would be willing to organize that? Cause
Mhm.
yeah, we
That's
can.
yeah,
We got plenty going on already.
exactly.
Or even if you belong to an organization, see if your organization
Would like to.
will do us, once a
Mm,
month,
mhm.
I mean, at our church, we have a tub, okay?
Mhm,
And you put food in the tub
mhm.
for our food pantry. And you'd be surprised, there's some people that's what they do. Every week they bring a few cans or boxes of something.
Some people do that, put that in their, monthly or weekly budget. I'm gonna spend $25 a month on buying food.
Yes,
for the-
yes, yes,
A local food pantry or something like that.
And that goes back to having easy things for them to, like lists for them to select from.
Well, and that's the thing too. I mean, we had the one, but like I can list off, in this meeting, the 5 or 8 staple items that,
Mhm.
we'll accept anything. We have tons of canned veggies and soup,
And
but
peanut
it's cereal, peanut butter, jelly, a pancake mix syrup, macaroni and cheese. But just because there are a lot of quick things, we'd love to expand it to be a little more healthier
Mhm.
someday than just that, and like, SpaghettiOs or something like that, or
I was
something
gonna
like
say,
that.
for us,
Things
it's
that
ravioli at our church.
Or snacks for kids too, like the kind you buy in the big boxes at like Costco or wherever, Walmart,
Mhm.
of chips, or,
Mhm.
those little Mott's fruit chew things that are
Yeah.
little small individual bags and stuff.
Okay.
Things like that,
Yeah.
but there's like 5 or 6 top things, and if anybody knows anything about me here, one of the things I think is clear I'm passionate about is that food pantry.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not gonna go into details of what I do, but like, I'm very, like, it is just because it's my own
Do
personal.
we have on our website a little, what we need for our food pantry that's always up?
I don't know if there is.
I know
and
St.
kinda
Vincent
like
does
to.
that, St. Vincent, for their food pantries, they'll list,
I know we put it on, like, from time to time, I'll have Connor or Jamie will have Connor do a graphic or something that's like, or when they're plugging like a, somebody that's donated a
Yeah.
large amount, like they'll put on for the, what they
You know,
did
that
this
might be-
weekend.
that might be
Mm.
something we have every time we do a newsletter. You know what I mean?
I think it needs to be on every time we do, no matter
Every
what.
newsletter, pantry needs and then list
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. The other thing you could do is contacting some of the smaller, like locally owned grocers and supermarkets and like just as a way to promote local business too, but like, hey, can you set up a program with us where people, if they buy groceries, they can do this and
They can,
contribute toward whatever you're
well,
donating.
I have personally actually reached out to, I don't know if there's any small local grocers besides East Race.
I'm thinking
or-
Bambers and
or
East
Bambers.
Race. I don't know any.
East Race, I don't know if there's
Bambers.
any, but I've reached out, I've personally, spoken to,
I know you've talked to the other ones as well.
and
so.
that just, there are a whole new set of things we'll have to do to make that
Yeah.
happen, and we may look at that in the new year, but
Yeah,
it's
long-term
not, they
ideas.
want to contribute, but they also want the tax write-off, so
Yeah.
then that we have to create another, like a 501c, and we'll have to go down that road, so.
Yeah, well, I've talked to
Well,
Jason about that, and I think
something-
we need to.
But it is something that to be put on the plate for whether it's the end of this year or at the beginning of next year.
But yeah, that's something we talked about
Because
a while
it would really
ago.
I think it would open up a huge door.
Well, yeah, you can get, I mean, that's something I brought up a while ago, because you can get the grants for it, you can
Yeah.
get other things.
Yeah, that's the
people
other
willing to
thing, train
donate.
station
Right.
and also
Yeah.
things like Myers is a terrific partner. Like they work for Coats for Kids, they are for the other things. But at the end of the day, they're like, hey, here's your paperwork to file up for 501c and we're not.
They're giving it to you.
But I believe they would be a terrific food partner like they've been for the Coats one. I truly
Okay.
believe that in my heart. They're
Yeah.
wonderful though. I will give my plug to the one especially.
Yeah, well, when I talked to Jason.
Is awesome.
Yeah,
When I talked to Jason the other day, I said to him, I think we reached a point where we're gonna have to do it.
do you want me to start working on that? Cause that would be a nice little side project I could
To
do.
kind of like explore
What,
like all the
tribal
setting it all
culture?
up.
Yeah,
If you
but,
wanna bring that information back to the next meeting and we can
Yeah.
I mean,
discuss that, it's not that it isn't, I think it's just like on the logistics of like, oh, you know,
Well,
getting it all together.
We
You
can,
have to have a board and, you know.
I mean, I know that,
I've done it before actually, so I can
okay,
do that.
I was gonna say, I know that,
Can do that.
some law students at Notre Dame have helped some places set up, a nonprofit.
Great thing is, I'm doing this paralegal.
That's right,
I was gonna say,
I
I'm thinking
forgot.
Ryan's our guy, so yeah.
No, I actually,
So-
I helped one of the other groups get started before, setting theirs up. So I've done it, and that
Right.
was entirely untrained and just doing my own research.
There
So
you
this
go.
time, hopefully I
So
can,
maybe
I-
you bring that to the next one.
all right, I'll work on it.
Facilities, just still churning. We know as far as this facility's going on there, I don't believe there's been any other movement and, knock on wood, we, got our 2 windows replaced from
Good.
July. Finally, the windows came in. We got before the end of the season, the, air conditioning up and running as well as we could. And, we do need to get a new TV. It has all been turned into insurance, so I think it's just a logistical
Yeah,
thing of getting it
hopefully,
ordered and have a new one out front, back up again
Yeah.
for people when they're in the lobby.
Well,
The
hopefully
other,
our thief won't be with us anymore.
it's been, last one was November of 24, so we'll just be hopeful we make it through the winter. But,
Wait, quick question.
mhm.
When his trial comes up for sentencing, is anybody gonna go there and speak?
You can, I do know that, there's like a victim impact statement you can make when has he been sent, I don't, I would have to go back and check.
I
with
saw it
Jamie
in
on-
Maybe
November
that-
sometime.
Has he been sentenced yet? He pled, right?
Oh, that's right, he
Did he
did plead
plead?
guilty.
Yeah,
So I don't know if he's already gotten his sentence or not. guess
I
that's one of
think
the
it's
things we'll look into
November,
see.
I'll look it up.
Look it up, cause I think if it is, you can, cause in fact, like I said, I think the prosecutor sends you an invite.
Yeah.
If you want to and say, yeah, oh, but I don't even know if he got out, but. St. Joseph County Fire Territory, Sam EMS, I guess, AMBO talk about a little or not, or it's going well, or?
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna ask about, where were we with the ambulance? So Jason told me that the fire territory didn't take a hit like we did.
It did not.
right. No, we're starting to collect from so I was at the board meeting, but we're starting to collect from the ambulance service as well, and that's helping offset
Okay.
things a bit.
It's gonna help to build up their coffers too.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing, cause that's the goal right now for that, so.
And they set a target where they said if we had a certain amount of calls, it would be worth exploring a second ambulance, to be honest. Like it's busy enough that might be warranted.
Sure.
But I mean, that's a big expense in the future. We'll hold off on that.
I would just be
Yes, it was
curious
kind of
to
a-
know how many calls for the next meeting, just how many calls the ambulance is doing. For a
We can
month.
bring that, cause they give that to us at the board meeting.
Right, I figured they do.
So, I mean, it's pretty busy though.
It's at 19, right?
There's a
Right,
lot of
you guys
older
did it
people
nationally?
that way.
Yeah.
Right, goes out. But it's nice because it's very close to that section of the county.
Mhm.
It reaches a lot, and that's awesome. So I think that's all. I mean, other than that, I believe they're churning along pretty well and everything's going
Yep. no
relatively
issues.
smooth, right? Yeah.
Anything community we need to know?
No, the only thing community is next Tuesday, I believe it's Jason, Lana, and Jamie, like last year, will be at the Four Winds Field for the Cops and Goblin giving out candy.
Okay,
Um, Other than that, I don't know if there's a whole bunch of community items going on now. Obviously, we just had the eviction clinic. Kind of just looking to see what's happening in the next month or so. Mathis is also having a trunk or treat. Is it this Saturday? I don't know. It's on our, where's it next Saturday? I'd have to go back. I apologize. I don't know. It's on our,
I did see
it is on our
something.
social media.
Okay.
Connor, did a great graphic for it and put it up there and, for that too. And that's kind of going along. Well, obviously it's almost winter time now, but and, other than that, staff's about like the same.
Nobody's left us.
Nobody's left us. We haven't gained anybody. I mean, I think, maybe a fireman, but, other than that, I don't know if anybody has any other items they wish to.
I think there's an.
Oh, I have one, but Cleveland Road is not our area, is it?
No, it is not. That is both German possibly and Clay.
Okay.
I think German, oh, there's this portion of it. I'd have to go look at the map. Hugs down
There
it
used
and
to be
then,
one here.
pardon?
And there used to be a map in here. I'm thinking of the fire
Yeah,
station 18.
I would really like the one that Downey has.
Yeah, no,
With
that's
the
what I was thinking
color-coded
of.
and stuff. The map that Downey
The
has,
township
that
map.
shows the township. I really would like to have one of those framed, like the same kind of, I don't know, I should probably talk to him. I would love to have, because I just think they're cool to look at.
Out of curiosity,
Mhm.
if I come in, how do you know if I'm in your territory or not?
There is a software program they have up front, so they give them the address, and obviously a lot of times there's addresses they recognize or neighborhoods,
Yeah,
but if they're not sure,
well, like I remember I was surprised, what's the name of the complex? It's not Irish.
Irish Hills.
there's Hurwich, is it Hurwich is up there?
Yeah, those out there.
Yeah.
They're, I
That's
understand they're
right,
in
yeah.
German, all right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't know.
Right, and then there's another apartment complex that's back off of like Auden that everybody always thinks is ours, and that's Clay.
Hmm.
That's way out of our,
Yeah,
but like I said, the usual, some of the streets, a lot of
Right,
them,
you
the
know by
girls are
heart.
familiar with a lot of
yeah, you
the
know,
areas, but sometimes they'll be like, hold on, I need to look and make sure, because they're
Yeah.
not gonna start the process that they think.
right, well, and
They've
the-
had to send them before to, German or
yeah,
Clay.
well, and the problem is, I know at the library, it was, is it Irish Hills? Irish Hills is in Penn.
Yep.
Right.
But it's got a South Bend mailing address.
Yep.
And trying to
Penn
explain to
Township.
people, you know what I'm saying?
We've gotten, we've
We,
got
we,
people.
we
from
always
there.
had that problem with that, apartment complex. And then the vice versa, Mishawaka had a problem because there's an apartment complex that's in the South Bend Community School Corporation,
That's for.
which is the boundaries for the public library in South
Mhm.
Bend.
Yep.
Hickory Village. The kids in Hickory Village go to
Oh.
South Bend schools, which means then they were, cause the library was built up on, it used to be the same board, the
Is Hickory on
library
the other
board.
side of where Mishawaka
On the
Transit
other
is
side of
over, right?
Oregon. Yeah.
But they're South Bend schools, how we
Yeah.
done?
There's places in Meshawaka that are South Bend schools, because originally schools were by township,
Right.
and then when
It
they
used to be
switched
one of the
over,
township responsibilities.
yeah.
Let me
So,
say, I still remember, I actually lived in Irish Hills and I remember a 1-bedroom apartment for $450. Like, holy cow. I think I lived there with a roommate and it was a 2-bedroom for 600.
Wow.
It's like,
where I live, a 4-bedroom, I think, a 3-bedroom goes for, I think it's 450-ish around there, it's not over 500.
mm,
That's why there's never any openings.
Oh, yeah. No, back in the day, I rented one, for $350, part of the house over by St. Cashmere.
everyone went
Yeah.
through Irish Hills at one
Yeah,
point.
I mean, and that's one of the problems why we see the issue with rent.
Mhm.
I mean, someone has to have the rent paid for.
All right, but we need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, yes.
I move we adjourn.
I will second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So adjourned.
Where's my? Oh, no, I've lost, there it was, like,
Okay.
where did it go?
Do we have 2 sets of minutes here? And then do we sign anything for the